Hello again, viewers. On this episode, we're going to finish off the second Death Force invasion, alongside the Fortress Tribe, starting with helping Tsutomu retake the marketplace. I'll be opening with Antares, one of the new fortresses.
Just be cool.
Now, Antares is pretty similar to Sirius, in that he has the same beam gun, and it also can't move.
Darn.
Although it replaces the anti-aircraft gun with a fleet of Alpha Wings. You simply tap the X button to launch them out, and they'll fly around a bit and fire at whatever you're locked onto. You can't control them aside from launching them, and unlike most weapons, the ammo doesn't regenerate until they actually redock. So really your best option is to just launch them all at once and keep cycling them out as they come back. For Antares at least, the Alpha Wings are your main method of attack, and the beam gun, because it has less ammo than Sirius's, is just for cleaning up. Luckily that Flame Dragon didn't focus on me as much as it could, so I was able to get out of that with at least half health. Which is good because those beam tanks don't look too friendly. And with me not being able to move, probably not going to be around too much longer. Though you can see the Alpha Wings can get pretty good damage in on slow-moving targets like tanks. And you see that snipe with the beam gun. Tsutomu and his Gatling tank are putting in work, definitely.
No!
Although that wasn't enough, and Taurus goes down. That's replaced with Beam Satellite. And just as a Blizzard Dragon warps in. Fortunately, in Power Burst, getting landed on doesn't do too much damage. And I managed to get lucky, and I'm able to take it out with a Satellite Beam before it has a chance to do any real damage. Now it's just Blue Striker and Orange Attacker, and a Pop Honey. And while the Pop Honey can't really do much to me up here, I don't want it messing with Tsutomu's aim.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll see Beam Satellite's weakness here, and that is reflector guns have trouble hitting stuff that constantly moves. So these airworks are going to give me a lot of trouble. Unless I get a good angle, or I manage to catch one with a satellite beam, I can't really do much to them. I'm just kind of relying on Tsutomu here. And I misjudged the timing, and didn't connect with that satellite beam. Now I gotta wait for it to come back. And the reflector guns ran out of ammo earlier. I managed to catch that orange one while it was turning, so I was able to get some damage in, and finished it off with the satellite beam. That tar diver is easily noticeable, and while it probably won't be able to do too much to me up here, those two heroes aren't looking too nice, especially that planet hero has decided to take an interest.
There, ow!
I'm really using that satellite beam, because it's my best way of dealing damage. I managed to catch the tar diver, but planet hero manages to dodge it. This is me trying to get a good angle for another satellite beam, while my reflector guns regenerate. I'm not sure how I managed to catch it there, but at least it's gone. And now all that's left is the Star Hero, and it looks like his form change ran out. Now with me and Tsutomu together, we shouldn't have much trouble. Thanks to a lucky shot, a satellite beam takes it down, and that's game.
We showed them! There's gotta be a more efficient way.
Now we'll collect our prizes, including a new planet hero. Oh, and it seems that Star Hero was alternate colored. Now that the marketplace is safe, let's go see what Met is up to. He's once again at the Stone River.
Negative.
Though this time he seems a little more accepting of our help. I'll be able to with the last new fortress, Death Arc.
March on! Let's rock!
Death Arc is essentially Sirius. It's a modified form, being a partner board, specifically the partner of Tama. You're probably not going to get a Death Arc in your first playthrough, especially seeing as you only fight Tama a few times before he joins you. But if you manage to get one, it's definitely worth using over Sirius. This battle is almost entirely against enemy fortresses, and honestly a fortress mirror can be kind of boring, so I'm speeding it up a bit. Luckily Antares has 2 targets to focus on while I only have 1, so while his alpha wings go out after Met, I can simply hang back and plink away. And it's interesting that Met is here fighting the fortresses, as most of his Borg special abilities don't work on them. So it kind of makes sense that he'd be more willing to accept assistance. And with Antares down, we get ourselves a rivalry with Death Arc versus Sirius. And while I took a good chunk of damage from that battle with Antares, the Sirius here still has 2 targets to focus on, while I still only have 1. Of course, it's not really that interesting watching 2 fortresses sitting on top of each other, just plinking away with the beam guns. So once again, we'll fire it up. And Met's certainly putting in some damage. Sure, I think most of it is me, and that I'm alternating between aircraft guns and the beam gun to try and maximize my damage with the time I have. I don't really bother charging for a max strike when it's this close, as most of it would just fire off into nothing. And with just a bit more, the enemy Sirius is probably going to be down for me. Which is great, because the next enemy is a Death Saucer. And yeah, I'm probably not going to survive this one. At 99 health, a single bizarre beam or 2 will take me out. So we'll just get to that, so we can move on. Fortunately, the saucer's too low to get me with its death beam. That might have taken me out, even if I were close to full health.
Let's do it!
Well, with Death Arc gone, my own Death Saucer takes the field. And I immediately head toward the slanted side as I'm trying to get some height, as I really do not want to be under an enemy Death Saucer in my own. Then while pushing up against the edge does give me a little boost, it's not high enough for me to use my own Death Beam here. And we're really just going to spend the rest of this fight circling each other. Luckily Met and Death Arc were able to put some damage in, so it's not too much more time to take it down. I'm just glad it wastes time using its Death Beam when it can't really hit anything with Met, and giving me time to finish it off with my own bizarre beams.
Alright! Our forces have won!
Again, we get some prizes. And no new Borgs, just crystals though. Oh, but it looks like Met's decided to join the Gotcha Force. So hey, another ally. That's definitely a victory.
Right.
Next up, we'll head down to the pit and fight with Yuji. This is essentially the same force as last time, just with Sirius in place of Death Arc. Yuji, as we've seen before, specializes in Knuckle Borgs, specifically divers. And while he'd be kind of useful against these Wing Borgs, when I'm up here in Sirius, it's really just plinking away. And if you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. So I let this opening bit play out a bit, and then we'll speed up again. they get to some more interesting Borgs. It looks like another Winged Soldier and Beam Wing Blue. Oh, that doesn't last long. As we pop our Power Burst and a Hatchet Knight shows up. This is definitely not good for me. If they were to turn their hatchets on me, I'd probably go down pretty quick. Thankfully, Yuji's keeping them busy. Unfortunately, Titan Robot seems to recognize the threat Sirius poses, and he's kind of focusing on me. It's a good thing fortresses build up Power Burst really quickly, so I can fire out a few more max attacks. I'm trying to get rid of this Titan Robot, because too many of those javelins are already eaten into me. Now we get another set of hatchets and javelins. Now while Yuji's able to keep the Hatchet Knight busy for a bit, and I finish it off, Titan Robot was just hitting me that entire time. So that was it for Sirius. Death Saucer takes the field once more. And well, this time I can at least attempt to use my Death Beam, as the enemies will actually be under me. Now with that weakened, I'm just going to use Bizarre Beams to finish this one off. Of course, again, it is a fortress plinking away. And while I just miss that Beam Wing Blue with the Death Beam, I'm going to speed it up a bit again. And when I realized the pop hunting was there, I made it my first priority. As again, while it can't do much to me, it could really mess up my partner. Although of course I missed the second one, and just gonna throw the beam out at random. I'm not really sure how it got up there, but it's gone now, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Looks like we're down to the last of the enemy forces. Between Machine Red and Titan Robot, I'm not really sure which is more dangerous. But still, with a bit of luck, I managed to catch Machine Red with the Death Beam. Unfortunately, Titan Robot gets knocked out before I can finish it off. It's probably not going to get into that position again. Yeah, you see the pipe blocking me, so I can't get into position for a Death Beam on it there. Thankfully, Bizarre Beam finishes the job.
We showed them! This was expected to happen meteorologically.
That's some more prizes. They've just been bringing it today. And Winged Soldier and Hatchet Knight are pretty good. Another Beam Wing Blue.
Yeah!
And with that, Yuji decides to join us.
I don't know.
And honestly, I couldn't say how, Yuji. We're finally down to the last bit of town to retake. And this battle will be helping Kitsune in the park, in a fairly interesting fight. I know I'm essentially using two Siriuses here, but with the enemy force you can see why. And now this battle it's pretty much entirely Death ICBMs. They're basically one-use ICBM tanks. And the missile simply flies along, and if it crashes into anything, it does its destruction attack. And while in a fortress, you can usually take down one before it explodes, maybe two if you're lucky, you're probably not going to get all three, as they'll usually just bump into each other and explode, if not just crash directly into you.
Bring it on!
And because of the way your health works, you generally take 2 hits from them. And while this isn't enough to destroy you outright, it definitely cuts into your health, as you can see. Especially when they just spawn on top of you. That wasn't even fair. Oh, like that one. What am I supposed to do? Thankfully, there aren't too many waves left. And when they spawn out away from me, I can actually take one down and take less damage. Luckily, that last one crashed into me as I was in hard knockdown, so the battle is ours.
We showed them!
Oh, enough to build my own Death's ICBM. Nice, I even got the crystal for that crystal one. Like I'm ever going to see that again, though. And with the second invasion repelled, we find Orochi sneaking around. I'm not sure what she was doing here, but I guess we'll find out next time. Thanks for watching.